Good afternoon, and welcome to the February graduation and matriculation ceremony for Canine Companions North Central Region Campus. My name is Matt Levering, and I am Director of Philanthropy for the North Central Region. This is such a special day for our campus and across the country for our work. It's so amazing to see you all here. We are grateful for everyone who is joining us today in person, and also we are thankful for those that could join us watching today's ceremony virtually. Today, all 6 of our training centers across the country are hosting ceremonies to highlight the beginning of new journeys with our clients and their life-changing service dogs. And we are also gathering here today with our Canine Companions community to celebrate our hardworking and dedicated puppy raisers. Across the country, we have 184 future service dogs entering professional training today. Thanks to the 184 volunteers that raised those puppies over the last year and a half. We also have 51 clients graduating with their new service or facility dog. And we now have over 2,785 active clients partnered throughout the community. Since our founding, almost 50 years ago, Canine Companions has surpassed over 7,500 teams placed with Canine Companions dogs. I'd like to thank our team training volunteers and supporters who have made today and our 2-week team training program possible. We are so fortunate for the loyal support that we have from volunteers who donated their time and treasure to ensure that we provided a good experience for this team training class. Please refer to your program for a full list of these generous volunteers and donors. Again, I want to thank our puppy raisers, our volunteers, and our supporters from across the region for everything you do to move our mission forward. And congratulations to our February class. We're so happy for you, and we're so excited to see what your future has in store with your new service dog by your side. I'd now like to introduce Melissa McCracken, North Central Region Volunteer Coordinator.
Good afternoon. Thanks, Matt. My name is Melissa McCracken. I'm the volunteer coordinator. Every year, each Canine Companions Regional Training Center recognizes excellence in volunteerism with the Jack Warnock Award. And we can change the slide to the Jack Warnock Award slide. This award, named for 3-time service dog graduate and longtime volunteer Jack Warnock, has recognized outstanding volunteerism since the year 2000. Today, it is my honor to present the North Central Region Jack Warnock Award to Catherine Rupp.
I have a little speech to read back to Catherine. Do you want to stay right here while I read it?
Okay. Catherine exemplifies years of dedicated service to Canine Companions. She became a Canine Companions volunteer in 2009 as a puppy raiser in Chicago, joining the Greater Chicagoland Volunteer Chapter and taking on the role of chapter president in the most populous city in the North Central region. When Catherine and her husband relocated to Wisconsin, she became one of the founding leaders of the Great Lakes Volunteer Chapter. The Great Lakes Volunteer Chapter presents perhaps the most unique situation in the North Central region, spanning across Lake Michigan to serve both Michigan and Wisconsin. Catherine has been a star in this unusual role, fostering leadership and communication among her fellow Great Lakes leaders on the other side of the lake. While some leaders might distance themselves from day-to-day tasks, Catherine works tirelessly coordinating presentations and conducting presentations herself. Under Catherine's leadership, the Wisconsin volunteers led more than 60 60 outreach events, reached more than 1,600 guests, raised more than $16,000 for canine companions. In addition to her other duties, Catherine also found the time to join the Outreach Committee, stepping into the role of Outreach Committee Chair in 2022. Using her canine companions' experience, leadership, and organizational skills to provide a grounding force for volunteers throughout our 14 states and increase awareness for canine companions. For these reasons, and so many more, it's my pleasure to recognize Catherine Rupp with the Jack Warnock Award. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Puppy Program Manager, Suzanne Slickland.
Today we honor 29 individuals and families that chose to take on the task of raising a puppy to assist a person with a disability. We all know that the puppy raising journey is filled with ups and downs. There are some tears, but mostly lots of laughs. Love social media or hate it, the internet has brought the world together. Sharing their journey with like-minded people enhances the whole experience. People who you would otherwise never have met are now part of your Canine Companions family. As you scroll through your favorite social media platform, inevitably you come across a meme. What is a meme? I had to look it up, exactly what it was. A meme is a Greek word, mimema, which means something which is imitated. It is a copied image sharing a similar cultural experience, something that all can relate to and understand. Richard Dawkins first coined the term meme in the 1970s when related to the copying of a gene sequence. One of the first actual popular culture memes you're all probably familiar with if you grew up in the 90s like I did, was the dancing babies from about 1996. From there, our world has changed, not sure for the better, but with some lighthearted laughs. The more you know. Next slide. There we go, the more you know. All right. Well, raising is a collective experience. Everyone's journey has different flair, but everyone can relate, and that is what makes puppy raising powerful. The ability to focus on a goal, finding joy and laughter in the small things, brightening another person's day by the mere presence of you and the puppy. The puppy raising journey is a shared journey. And like all on social media, we like to share our journeys. So here are some memes about puppy raising that we can all relate to or find a similarity in. So first off, we've all had the experience where we're waiting for something special, but an obstacle keeps pulling us away. It is so close you can almost touch it, but it's just out of reach. The puppy is coming, the puppy is not coming. The puppy is coming today, the puppy's coming tomorrow. You just don't know. This is what puppy raisers experience when dealing with just getting the puppy to their home. Chicago O'Hare keeps getting in your way. You can almost smell the puppy breath. You finally get the puppy home, and so begins the barking. 2 a.m. walks in sub-zero weather, rain, or whatever climate the powers that be throw at us. Or for heaven's sakes, the idiopathic diarrhea, aka the Big D. There is nothing like starting a magical journey with diarrhea and a migraine, when you keep thinking, this is fine, this is good, we'll get through it, and you do. As you get through those sleepless nights, it's time to sign up for puppy classes or help at a demo or presentation, but oh no, what website do I use? Canine.org, Volunteer Hub, the community page? Do I remember my password? It might seem daunting, but staff are here to help. It might take us a couple of tries, but we will get there. Persistence is a puppy raiser's greatest ally. A big part of the puppy raising journey is training. training is not just outings or learning cues, but also mental stimulation. It's teaching the puppy to use their brain along with expelling excess mental energy along with physical energy. Inevitably, a puppy raiser might roll an ankle on a go nut in a dark room or step on a chewed, pointy toy, causing you to yell out like you just stepped on a Lego. Stepping over baby gates and skipping to not accidentally trip over the rowdy puppy, you sometimes wonder, will this ever get better? You see those cute brown eyes and your heart melts. You know it is already better. Now, as time goes on, you fall in love with the puppy, and you start to think, maybe the rules don't apply. Maybe I can get away with letting you, the puppy, on the couch for a quick cuddle. But there in front of you is Suzanne on Teams telling you to stay strong, keep being consistent, because Suzanne does seem to always know. That optimism must come into play when the sweet cuddly puppy has a demon side that erupts at times when tired or bored. Puppy raisers question their strength to keep the monster at bay. However, they know that other raisers and staff are here for them, a strong community of supporters to give tips and tricks to bring out the bright side of the puppy, the bright side of puppy raising, and not succumb to the dark side to self-doubt and frustration. Staying positive is hard, but the rewards are worth it. Which brings us to the Progress Report, a handy tool we send to you each month to chart your puppy raising journey. There is always that great sense of relief that you can find the email, open the link, fill out the report, hit send, and know you do not have to contact Canine Companions again about technology. What did I say earlier about persistence and positivity? Yes. Now, if you ever wonder what Suzanne's inbox looks like after the 20th of the month, well, here's an example. When it comes around, we're all like, be prepared, it's coming. As you head out into public, you attract the attention of the public. Even though you try to teach the puppy to be invisible, you just can't hide cute. So when the puppy is doing something less desirable, you're trying to be a good handler, the public always has a say. Just smile and keep on keeping on. We had an experience today when we were talking earlier about puppies in churches, so this became very accurate. Oh, not this one. We skipped a little forward. Can you go backwards? I think one more. Oh, no, this is it. Okay. So then go to the next one. We'll go to the next one, yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry. Now as turn and approaches, you start to say your last goodbyes. You could begin to think about the future. Will the puppy graduate? Will the puppy be released? Did I do a good job? I just need more time. So many questions run through your head, and then you think, maybe I should do it again. Just know there is always the sweet smell of puppy breath to lure you back into the journey. And today, at Turn-In, you are all arrived guns a-blazing, recognizing that you are a unicorn that could give a piece of your heart away. Your sassy cat-like maneuvers got a creature from a bumbling goofball to a majestic beast. We can't thank our puppy raisers enough for all their hard work and dedication. Because now starts the waiting game. The day professional training reports are being sent to you, you will be glued to your phone or computer waiting for word on how the dog you raise is doing. Even if the puppy doesn't graduate, know that your hard work prepared a dog for the world around them. You have educated the public, shared your story to others, and like I said before, gave a piece of your heart away. This journey will always be a part of you, and you can be proud of a job well done. Now, as we end this, if you do know anyone who's interested in raising a puppy, please send them our way. We have a cargo ship full of puppies that need puppy raisers. So, and especially if you guys have family on the West Coast, our Southeast region is really in desperate need. So reach out across the country to other friends and families, pass the word along. All right, well, thank you everyone for puppy raising and being a part of the puppy raising experience. What I'd now like to do is, I can move this a little bit here. We are going going to introduce the puppy raisers of matriculating dogs. We're going to have Pittsburgh first come up. So we're doing this slightly out of order for some of you guys when we originally said, but Pittsburgh is going to come up and line up over here. Yep, perfect. So John Sabo is helping us out here to pass out our charms to thank our puppy raisers. He is actually part of this turning group, but he's offered to step up here and help. So we're going to start off with the Pittsburgh group. So first, I'd like to thank Lily Swanson from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, second-time puppy raiser who raised Violet the 7th. Yay, thank you. I'd now like to thank Emily Ebby and Riley Dalling from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who raised Chase the 6th. And now the Sabo family. The Sabo family, from Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, who raised Donnie the 2nd. I'd like to introduce Lisa Isabella Mike Forgas from Bridgeville, Pennsylvania also, who raised Dustin the 5th. I'd like to recognize Lindsay Thompson from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, who raised Gulliver the 4th. I'd like to introduce Rachel Sada, the Second Pit Vice President, first-time puppy raiser from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who raised Garth the 5th. I'd like to introduce Steve and Bonnie Brem from Hamilton, Ohio, who raised Kelton the 2nd. I'd like to introduce the Wright family from Fishers, Indiana, who raised Victory the 4th. And I'd like to introduce John Healy from Fishers, Indiana, also, who raised Rowan the 4th. We're doing Indiana next, just so everyone is aware. I'd like to thank Kelly Vore from Carmel, Indiana, who raised Lyle the 6th. And I'd like to thank Ashley Summers, also a facility dog handler from Greenwood, Indiana, who raised Rush the 3rd. I'd like to thank Bob and Connie Runk from Gambier, Ohio, who raised Powell the 6th, our longtime puppy raisers. And I'm finally going to get this right because I'm reading it here. Katie Ferris from Pickerington, Ohio, who raised Boone the 3rd. I keep insisting that the puppy she's raising is Ferris. She's going to have to get a Ferris puppy. I'd like to thank Elizabeth Boughton from Westerville, Ohio, who raised Camila. I'd like to recognize the Ridgway family from Reynoldsburg, Ohio, who raised Bryn the 4th. I'd like to thank Amy and Ethan Stern from Adams, Minnesota, who raised Adam the 7th. These are our puppy raisers from the far, far north. I'd like to thank Donna Violet, from Sunbury, Ohio, who raised Freedom the 7th. I'd like to recognize Christy Bartman from Galena, Ohio, who raised Bert III. I'd like to thank Donna and Don Sword from Clayton, Ohio, who raised Timmy III, and I'm determined at some point to get them a puppy named Don. So we're going to do Don, Donna, and Don. I'd like to thank Taylor Dennis from Davenport, Iowa, who raised Max the 9th. I'd like to thank Jeff and Josie Adams from Andover, Kansas, the furthest out from our region, who raised Willie the 2nd. I'd like to thank Jim and Winona Heldman from Baldwin, Missouri, who raised Newman the 5th. I'd like to thank Michelle and Randy Ackman from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, who raised Skylar the 2nd. And I'd like to thank Christine Oberg from Perrysville, Ohio, who raised Ferguson the 4th. And I'd like to thank Daisy and Lena Lehman from Warren, Ohio, who raised Sailor the 6th. I'd like to thank Michelle DeCandia and family, Peter, Parker, and Allie from Marshfield, Wisconsin, who raised Crisp the 2nd. And did we get everyone? Looks like it. Well, again, I appreciate, thank you, John, for being our charm passer-outer. And I know the puppy raisers, when they come up on stage, I will not know them. And so I need the little cards. But we appreciate everything that they have done, all the time, energy, effort, emotion, everything that puppy raisers do. We absolutely, truly appreciate it. We'd like you guys to sit back and relax and enjoy the puppy picture presentation.
puppies. But wait, we have another video. So I'm Gwen Dudek. I'm the program director for the North Central region. And I get the pleasure of introducing something new that we're adding to our graduation ceremonies in 2023. We are recognizing the dogs and the puppy raisers that have entered the breeding program. So as I think most everyone in the room knows, every 3 months we bring a group of dogs into training, just like it's happening today. And we happened to do that last November, brought 30 dogs into training. And so the process that we follow involves, you know, all of their health and temperament screenings and making sure that the dogs that we're looking to continue in the program are truly sound and ready for what lies ahead. And a very few dogs get selected to become breeders for us. And so this was probably last month. 2 dogs got on a plane and headed out to Santa Rosa and landed and started their breeding careers. They're males, super lucky. They're like, yes, we hit the lottery. But anyway, the national office has put together a video of the 9 dogs that we brought into the breeding program this quarter. And so it's my pleasure to introduce that video and share it with the audience. video, the North Central region had Holt the Fourth, selected as a breeder. Puppy raisers Brian and Karina Miles from Pittsburgh, Indiana. And then we also celebrate Wooly, raised by Carrie and Jim Pettit and assisted with by Heather and Andrew Hill, our Northern Ohio group. Amazing volunteers. So congratulations. And now for the next portion of our ceremony today, Colleen McBride, Senior Instructor, is here to talk about our team training class and what a wonderful 2 weeks it has been.
Make it flat.
Hi, Aiden. All right, as Gwen just mentioned, I'm Colleen McBride, and I am one of the instructors who had the pleasure of teaching the February 2023 team training class. We actually had 2 classes going on these past few weeks. We hosted a service class, which started about 2 weeks ago, and we also welcomed a facility class this past Monday. I, along with Natalie, Sophie, Renee, and Eric, worked with our service students primarily, while Adrina and Renee taught the facility class. Renee did a lot of running around. Right from the start, it was evident that this group of students came to work hard, learn, try new things, get out of their comfort zones, and ultimately do whatever it took to ensure a successful relationship with their new canine companion. Although I primarily worked with the service class, I knew that the facility class was in good hands and doing great. The reason I knew this, you ask? Well, it's because they gave themselves the title of the best class ever. Fortunately, I had the opportunity to watch a little bit of their class, and it was fun to see them troubleshoot challenging commands and even hold themselves accountable for good handling techniques. At one point, one of the students was working on pushing a drawer closed. She focused on getting her dog set up for success. She issued the command objectively and knew her dog needed a little bit of motivation. The next thing I heard was push, 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 you got it, followed by a little giggle and her reminding herself out loud, oops, we're not having a baby here. I could tell this was a fun group who enjoyed their time learning all aspects of working with their canine companion. The passion they have about helping their patients, students, and clients was obvious. It was great to see how every student was so excited about creatively using all of the skills the dogs do to change the lives of the people they serve in their facilities. Okay, so if the facility class is the best class ever, then the service class has to be the most supportive class ever. In team training, one of the first things we teach is how to communicate with the dogs. Of course, as many of you know, one of the core ways to communicate with canine companions dogs is through motivation, encouragement, and praise. So this was not a foreign or hard concept for this class to grasp. They were more than willing to motivate the dogs, but they were also incredible about encouraging each other. They would cheer each other on through successes, support one another if someone was struggling, and always treat each other with kindness and compassion. It was really cool to see. So listen, they even took the time to get to know us instructors of the class. They asked us where we grew up, what brought us to Canine Companions, wanted to know fun facts about us. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit weird when you guys asked us about our social security numbers. But we appreciate that you guys were interested. In all honesty, all of our students, the perfect class and supportive class, were amazing, and we can't wait to hear what the future holds for all of you. So, with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sophie to introduce all of the graduates.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sophie. I am an apprentice instructor here at Canine Companions, and I have the wonderful privilege of teaching the February 2023 service class. So if I could have Michelle and Jane and family come on up here, please. Susie family. Awesome. All right. So Michelle traveled here from Missouri with her husband, Oscar, to receive her first service dog. Michelle worked really hard the past 2 weeks. She learned to be aware of herself as a handler, asked questions, and really strived to be a better and better handler. In addition to these things, Michelle was someone who gave an encouraging word to anyone that needed it. We saw this almost every day, and it really brought a wonderful environment to the class. We also really appreciate Oscar, who is always ready to help anyone that needed it. You guys make a great team. Michelle is looking forward to having her service dog pick up dropped items, tugging off clothes, and pushing drawers shut. Michelle was placed with a female lab named Bramble IV, who was raised by Jane Stussy and family. Jane has been volunteering for Canine Companions for a number of years. She has puppy raised, I counted 4 puppies, and now on your 5th, or yeah, raising her 5th. In addition to this, Jane has been able to see firsthand how big of an impact these service dogs have on the people around them. We are so thankful for the time and love you have put into raising these dogs and everything you do for Canine Companions. Jane, you may now pass the leash to Michelle. Next up, I'm going to call up Kat and Stacy Schultz. Just walking up here with purpose. All right. Kat traveled here from very close by to receive her first service dog. Kat has worked really hard the past 2 weeks, learning how to be a good handler. Kat was always willing to ask questions and persevered through challenging moments. Kat is someone who took our feedback well and was willing to try anything to get success. By the end of these 2 weeks, Kat learned how to be a confident handler and bonded with her service dog to become a successful team. Kat is looking forward to having her service dog pick up dropped items and helping her with daily tasks. Kat was placed with a male lab golden cross named Fudge, who was raised by Stacy Schultz and family. Stacy has been involved in Canine Companions for many years. She has puppy raised, I counted 10 puppies. She is a volunteer extraordinaire, a go-getter, and is always ready to step up if anything is needed. Thank you, Stacy and family, for all you have done for Canine Companions. We appreciate the love and time you've put into the puppies you have raised. Stacy, you may now pass the leash to Kat. All right. Next up, I'm going to call up Elizabeth and Brett and family with Ivor. Elizabeth traveled here from Wisconsin to receive her first service dog. Elizabeth is no stranger to canine companions because her twin sister also has a canine companion service dog. Elizabeth took these 2 weeks in stride. She learned how to be a good handler. She gave amazing feedback to her dog, even though initially she claimed to not have the strength that she clearly did have. She is looking forward to her service dog picking up dropped items, tugging open drawers, and pushing things closed. In addition to these things, Elizabeth is looking forward to her service dog accompanying her at work and working with her students. Elizabeth was placed with a male lab golden cross named Ivor, who was raised by Brett Lemieux and his family. Brett has been a volunteer with Canine Companions for a number of years and has raised 2 Canine Companions puppies. Brett has seen the direct impact these dogs have on people with disabilities within his family. We appreciate all the time and love you put into being a puppy raiser, and we thank you for everything you do for Canine Companions. Brett, you may now pass the leash to Elizabeth. Let's not let him do that. Elizabeth, good handler. All right, next up I'll have Kyle come on up with Jen King and family. All right. Kyle traveled here with his mom, Deanne, from Michigan to receive his first service dog. Kyle has worked hard these past 2 weeks, learning how to be a good handler, but also bonding with his dog. Kyle was always willing to ask questions and practice commands to make sure he got success. Kyle also was the raffle winner of the first ever North Central cook-off, but he then so kindly gave his winnings to another student in class. Kyle, it has been decided by staff here that you are the kindest and thoughtful 18-year-old ever. Kyle is looking forward to his service dog picking up dropped items and pushing drawers closed, in addition to having his service dog accompany him to his power wheelchair soccer games. Kyle was placed with a female lab golden cross named Alice, who was raised by Jen King. Jen has been volunteering for Canine Companions for many years. She has raised, I counted 9 on your 10th pup, more than that. 17! Okay. 17 puppies. Database wasn't correct. Jen had the privilege of getting to raise the unicorns of puppies, a black fluffy. We thank you, Jen, for all the time and love you put into raising Alice and all the 17 puppies. And we thank you for all you have done for Canine Companions. Jen, you may now pass the leash to Kyle. And yes. I am now going to have Natalie come on up and introduce the rest of the class.
All right, like Sophie said, my name is Natalie. I'm an instructor here and also had the privilege of teaching this class. So I'm going to start with Aiden and Shannon, if you want to come up. Aiden traveled from Michigan to come to team training with his parents, Emily and Chris. He came to receive his first service dog and didn't hold back from sharing with us how excited he was to be matched with his new dog and how much he loves him. Over the past 2 weeks, Aiden and his parents navigated learning how to work together as a team and showed up ready to work through all of the challenges they faced. Aiden was a joy to have in class, always asking questions, providing entertaining commentary, and showing off his acting skills to create the realistic scenarios in which he would use the commands. I think the last task Emily and Chris need to accomplish before leaving team training is to stock up on some lint rollers. Otherwise, I'm sure Aiden's ready to go home and start his new journey with his new service dog.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah. It's been a long 2 weeks. Aiden was matched with Reef, a male lab golden cross. Reef was raised by Shannon here in Ohio. We greatly appreciate Shannon not only for raising puppies for us, but for willingly traveling long distances to help transport puppies from the airport to their next destination en route to their puppy raiser. Reef was the second puppy she raised, and she's currently raising puppy number 3. Shannon, thank you for your dedication and for all of the love and time you spent working with Reef, and you may now pass his leash to Aiden. All right, next we'll have Becca come up and Lori and family. All right, so Becca came from Indiana to receive her first service dog. She navigated team training with a calm and steady demeanor, always working through the exercises and challenges with consistency. She and her dog quickly found their groove as Becca discovered how to give just the right amount of praise that her dog enjoyed it, but didn't send her too far into snuggle mode. She and her new service dog are already off to a great start, and I have no doubts that they will have a life full of adventures, complete with many road trips and visits to national parks. Becca was matched with Felicity, a female lab golden cross. Felicity was raised here in Ohio by Lori and her family. Felicity is the first puppy that Lori raised for us, but she's been a part of the Canine Companions family for a while, helping us by taking photos of the dogs when they turn in for professional training to document a pivotal moment for the puppy raisers. Thank you, Lori, for all of the time you spent volunteering for us and for all of the love that you put into raising Felicity. You may now pass Felicity's leash to Becca. All right, and then Amanda, if you want to come on up with Chris. Amanda only had to travel a short distance to come to team training with her husband and her mom to receive her 4th service dog. Even though Amanda is no stranger to canine companions, she still showed up to team training ready to work hard, build a relationship with a new dog, and set good patterns. She took full advantage of all the extra practices that we offered, making sure she was getting off to a good start with her service dog, and she learned to give meaningful praise and motivation to keep her dog eager to work for her. Amanda is looking forward to having her dog help with laundry, picking up dropped items, and tugging off gloves, among many other things. Amanda was matched with Fenty, a male lab golden cross. Fenty was raised in Ohio by puppy raiser Chris. Chris literally goes the extra mile with puppy raising. His puppies are always well-traveled as he takes extensive road trips around the U.S., bringing the puppy along for some bonus socialization. Fenty was the 14th dog that Chris raised, currently raising puppy number 15. Chris, thank you for your long-lasting dedication to Canine Companions and for all the time and effort you give with raising Fenty. You may now pass his leash to Amanda. And then we'll have Brayden come up and Emma. Brayden came to team training with his parents traveling from Indiana. I think there were a few things that surprised Brayden about team training, but one thing that he told us he was surprised about the most was that we brought the dogs out on day one to jump right into practice. Hopefully that was a good surprise for you. Brayden did his best to prepare for team training, studying hard before coming so he was familiar with the commands and showing up ready to soak in all of the other information that we would give him. He was always friendly with his fellow classmates, chatting with them during breaks and fostering a great sense of community among the class. Brayden is looking forward to having his new service dog around to help pick up dropped items and open doors, and overall help increase his independence. Brayden was matched with Frodo, a male Lab Golden Cross. Frodo was raised by Emma in Missouri. Emma is a great asset to Canine Companions and the central Missouri area, stepping up to the plate to help transport release dogs and puppies across our region. Frodo is the third dog Emma raised, and she's currently raising her fourth puppy. Emma, thank you for providing such a loving start to Frodo's journey and to becoming Brayden's service dog. And you may now pass his leash off to Brayden. I'm now going to have Renee come up to introduce our facility graduates.
Hi everyone, I'm Renee. I'm an apprentice instructor here, and I had the pleasure of being part of both classes. So I get to introduce you to our facility teams. Can I have Marty and Danielle come join me up here? Marty is an orthopedic therapist from here in Ohio and works with the Stark County Board of Developmental Disabilities at the Rebecca Stallman Southgate School. Got it all? Occupation. Very close. Occupational therapist. We originally invited Marty to come to class over a year ago, but she had a very, very cute baby who has been a wonderful distraction throughout campus to everyone who sees him. But we are extremely happy to have Marty here now as she was able to be matched with Buster. He will be helping Marty provide motivation to her clients to try new things and using hold to assist with practicing motor skills. Buster was raised by Danielle, who is a student at the University of Pittsburgh. The College Club has so much dedication and determination, taking puppy raising seriously and setting dogs up for success. Thank you for all of your hard work, Danny. Danielle, would you please hand off Buster's leash to Marty? Can I have Maggie and Elaine and Debbie? Maggie is a child life specialist at College Hill Psychiatry at Cincinnati's Children's Hospital, and she brought along clinical coordinator Tricia with her. Maggie learned and understood the handling sequence quickly, drawing on her own stubbornness whenever Grover was being a drama king. Despite his dramatic tendencies, Maggie is excited to have his assistance in helping her clients meet their treatment goals. She will be using lap and visit and other interactive commands to support her clients during procedures. Grover was raised by Debbie, Linda, and Elaine, who came from complete opposite sides of our region, just about as far as you can get apart. We are always thankful for the willingness of our puppy raisers to help each other out. So thank you, Debbie and Linda, for starting Grover off on his journey, and thank you, Elaine, for finishing that journey. Elaine, would you please hand off the leash to Maggie? And I have Mary, Faith, and Lois. Mary Faith is also a child life specialist at Cincinnati's Children's Hospital, but she and her secondary handler, Mary Kate, are from Liberty Campus. We have Mary Faith to thank for declaring this class as the best class ever. Only about an hour into our very first class together. Throughout the week, she has worked hard to become the best handler for Marty, the dog, not the human, and continues to thank us every time we tell her to stand up straight. Marty will be helping Mary Faith change the lives of her patients using Visit and Lap to lessen their stress during difficult therapies. Marty was raised by Lois, who is a longtime puppy raiser and has raised 17 puppies. Is that number right? All right. She is instrumental in our Minnesota chapter and is always there to lend a hand to fellow puppy raisers. Thank you so much for all of your years of dedication to raising these amazing dogs. Lois, would you please hand off Marty's leash to Mary Faith? Can I have Savannah and Mike join me up here? Savannah comes to us from Kentucky, where she is the Assistant Director of Clinical Services at the Rivendale Behavioral Health Hospital. Her optimism and excitement were contagious, and she couldn't wait to practice all of the skills that these dogs know. No matter what she asked of Solo, Savannah was always joyfully impressed whenever Solo completed a task. She is most looking forward to using Solo to practice social and emotional learning, as well as practical life skills with her patients. Solo was raised by Sonia, who is currently raising her third puppy. Unfortunately, Sonia and her family couldn't be here today, so we have our NCR board president, Mike Van Gross, here to step in for them today. So Mike, would you please hand off Solo's leash to Savannah? Congratulations, class of February 2023. You guys did it. And now we have a video put together by our wonderful marketing coordinator, Emily. So please enjoy the video.
wait, there's more. Congratulations to our matriculating dog puppy raisers, our graduates, and our graduating dog puppy raisers. There are more congratulations to be had, though. Last month, Natalie Portzer met all of the qualifications of apprenticeship to become a Canine Companions instructor. It's been said time and time again that Canine Companions is a community. This is true with, as you guys know, but it's also true with our trainers to get them through their apprenticeship to instructor. Natalie and I would like to thank Gwen, our program director, Eric and Aaron, our client services manager, Suzanne, puppy program manager, Colleen, Tanya, and Margaret, our senior instructors, and apprentices Sophie, Jen, Zach, and Renee. Each of you have helped and had a very important role in Natalie's journey. Natalie is a great dog trainer and an even better person. Natalie does a great job communicating with our graduates, applicants, team training students, puppy raisers, volunteers, donors, other staff, and everyone else that she comes in contact with throughout her day. Her calm and caring demeanor puts people at ease when they're around her. As many of you know, the path to instructor involves several years of hard work that include, are you ready? 8 written exams that show that the individual understands the spirit of service, development and marketing, applicant program, graduate program, puppy program, canine health and research, the training of the dogs, and the teaching of the students. They have to exhibit a continued high level of dog training at each semester test, including teaching pull to several dogs throughout the apprenticeship, public testing, center testing, and then presenting 3 case studies at the center testing of the dogs that the apprentice has trained over the years. So it is basically following up with those people, finding out how the dogs are doing now, and then presenting that to the folks that we are that are grading her for that. And Natalie did all of that with the grace that we know her to have. Natalie, will you come up? She loves this part, so we're going to be quick. Natalie, again, did a great job with all aspects of her apprenticeship to test to instructor. She handled any challenge along her apprenticeship with patience, understanding, and persistence. And the North Central region is so grateful to have Natalie as such an important part of our team. I have the pleasure of presenting Natalie with an instructor pen. This is years and years of hard work, so congratulations. I also am going to ask one of our very special folks in the audience to come up. Bill McGinnis, will you please come up and chat with us for a minute? Bill is a Navy veteran and is here to chat a little bit about the Canine Companions Challenge points.
I was trying to think back, as a volunteer, I've been around for maybe 10 years, but about 3 years ago, I was given a challenge coin by Canine Companion. And it's a small coin bearing an organization symbol or emblem carried by the members of the organization. The military uses them extensively. Traditionally, they're given to improve membership and to enhance morale for the military units. They're also collected by service members. Historically, challenge coins were presented by unit commanders and in recognition for special achievements, or to any member of the unit could prove that they were a member by having that coin when So in an effort to appreciate and honor veterans of the Canine Companion community, it's my pleasure to have any veteran that has not yet received this coin. It's a newly branded challenge coin, and if you come up, we'd love to present it to you. Now is the time to come forward.
Thank you, Bill, and thanks to each of you for your service. Now we have Meredith to wrap us up.
Hi, everybody. I know I'm the last thing standing between you and home, so I'll keep it short. I really, really appreciate all of you for coming out today. I'm our community events coordinator, and I love to party. And there's no party like a Canine Companions graduation party. So one more round of applause for our graduates. Congratulations. On behalf of the staff, the volunteers, our many donors, I really just want to welcome you to our family. Thank you for being here and being part of what Canine Companions is. In addition, we have some events that are coming up that we want to invite everybody back to. In June, we have Sit Stay Sparkle, which is our gala. And then in October 1st, we actually have our Dog Fest event, which is a festival, a reunion of sorts. So come back, celebrate with us. And if you have been moved today to be part of what Canine Companions is, we encourage you to find out ways to connect through our volunteer opportunities, through donating, or just being part of our awareness cause. And I wouldn't be up here if I didn't have some logistics. So a couple of things as you guys are leaving today. We want to make sure everybody is safe, specifically in the driveway. This is the biggest class we've ever had. So we are honored to have you guys here, but parking's a little bit tight. So if you guys could all exit the parking lot counterclockwise, that way we're all going in the right direction, that would be really great. So without further ado, I'd like to be the first one to tell you, release.